So here we have a subtracting fractions problem. In order to subtract fractions, we need to have a common denominator. So let's start by factoring our denominators. The x squared minus 9 is in a difference of squares form. So we can write a squared minus b squared. The form for factoring that is, a minus b times a plus b. So since x squared minus 9, the x is in the place of a, so we can just substitute in x for a. And then since 3 squared is equal to 9, that means the b would be 3. So we can substitute 3 in for b as well. So x minus 3 times x plus 3. Let's go ahead and sub that in for the denominator of the first fraction. To factor the denominator of the second fraction, we don't have a difference of squares form. So let's look at, since we have a coefficient of the x squared that is a 1, we're looking for two numbers that multiply to get 6 and add to get negative 5. So the factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. So to get negative 5, if we did 1 and negative 6, that would add to get negative 5, but that would multiply to be negative 6. So that doesn't work. But if we use negative 2 and negative 3, negative 2 times negative 3 multiplies to get positive 6 and also adds to get negative 5. So these are our two special numbers. So it factors into x minus 2 and x minus 3. So now we can look and see, do we have a common factor between the factors of our denominators? And we do. We have a common x minus 3. So we don't need to multiply either side by x minus 3 because it's already a common factor. What we need to include, though, is the first fraction doesn't have an x minus 2 in the denominator, so we need to include that. If we multiply it by the denominator, we also have to multiply it by the numerator. And the right-hand denominator doesn't have a factor of x plus 3. So we need to include an x plus 3 in the denominator to get all the factors. And so we'll have to also multiply that by the numerator to keep everything the same. So then let's distribute out our numerators and leave the denominators in a factored form. So this is 2x minus 4 for the first numerator. X minus 2, just bring down the denominator, leaving it in a factored form. Minus, if we distribute the 3x to x, we get 3x squared, and the 3x to 3, we get 9x. Bring down our denominator. And now, since our numerators have been distributed, we can subtract the numerators. So we'll make this all one fraction, 2x minus 4, minus, make sure to distribute your negative to every term in the numerator. So minus 3x squared, and also minus 9x, because it has a plus, so we have to change its sign. We'll bring down the denominator. Okay, I'll give myself a little more room here. From here we can just see if we have any like terms. We have a like term between 2x and negative 9x. So if we put the negative 3x out front, negative 3x squared out front, then the 2x minus 9x would be negative 7x, and then bring down the minus 4, and then bring down the denominator. And that would be it. So leave me a comment if you have any questions on this problem, or if you have another question that you would like for me to do a video on.